Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. The question is the pain over? Is there more to come? Warning, warning. Have we seen the bottom yet, or are we going to continue to go down? Where are we going to find this bottom? Is it a dip that keeps dipping? Whole bunch of questions. We're going to look to answer those and a whole bunch more. But before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does of course help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. I take the time to read them and to also respond. And if you're a first-time watcher, welcome to the channel. Smash that subscribe button to get my daily updates. All right, so let's very quickly look at the one chart to rule them all, which is the oil chart. And after initially rejecting off this key level here, this is the Tribal Trades trend line, one trend line to rule them all. And this trend line has been in place, I'm not going to go all the way back there, since 2022. So this is a powerful trend line on the weekly time frame. And you can see we tagged it here. We came all the way back down to around 67, went all the way up to 77. No close yet above this key area of 76. But we are starting to move up. We have found some resistance here temporarily, at least at the 200 EMA on the weekly time frame. And the warning bells would begin to go off if we pushed above this key level here of $76. We do not want to see that breach. That would likely lead to where this is an early warning signal that things are escalating. And the oil chart is telling us everything we need to know. While this continues to go up, we should see the markets sadly take more of a hit there. Let's check out Bitcoin first here. And unfortunately, we have lost after saying we needed to stay above that 106,500 level. We have now lost that. And now the 9 EMA has creeped below. You can barely see it there. It's just there where the line is there at about 105. We need to get back above because once we're back above the 9 EMA, this will begin to curl back up and get back above the 20 EMA. We saw it happen here. We came down. We just touched below it just a little bit. And look what happened to Bitcoin. This came all the way down from when it lost that level, 105, all the way down to 100,000. And so we are barely holding on to the 50-day moving average. If we do not see a resolution historically when the 9 EMA has gone below the 20, this has led to some more downside for Bitcoin. And of course, we might come back up and test that as well. We have here, when we went below it, we came back up and tested it, rejected initially, and then we got through. And so we could see something similar as well. But the levels that I would be looking at, of course, are going to be down here around that 102,000 level. That would be level number one. Level one, number two, of course, is going to be the retest of the June 5 low at 100,000. And then, of course, the possibility is if we just don't see a conflict. Now, look, if this conflict is resolved and there's a ceasefire and a peace deals and situations get resolved, then we're going to see a very quick turnaround. So if you're going short in the market, stop losses. Absolutely, you should be trading with them anyway, but stop losses, absolutely, because I think price is going to nuke, no pun intended, to the upside. And then from there, I really would think after 100, we've got that 98,000 level there. And then if we were to have further downside, quite possibly coming down and taking this 95, we got 102, 100, 98, 95. And that 92, 93, 92 level. What we absolutely do not want to lose is the 50-week moving average sitting at 84. That's going to be my line in the sand for the continuation. Now, we're a long ways from that. We are a long ways for that. But that would be down here. So I'm not fearing that the bull market is over for Bitcoin at least. However, altcoins are taking an absolute hammering. And we do have to ask ourselves, with altcoins, we've come up to this key level here. This is the 50-week moving average sitting at 1.1 trillion, and we're pretty much right on top of it. We've lost the 20 EMA on the weekly time frame. They're not good. And as you can see, I think we're losing the 9 is going below the 20. That's not good either, by the way, folks. The last time we saw the 9 drop below, we can see the altcoin market capitulated from 1.22 trillion all the way down to $840 billion. That was a huge capitulation. So there's big warning signs now for altcoins. Listen, I am not in altcoins. I'm not in crypto. You know, you saw the video that I did many weeks ago where I said I'm out. I got a lot of heat for it. Oh, you're just going to end up buying back higher. Well, will I just? I got out, and that's been a wise move because I have followed the tribal trades signals indicator, which got me out of the altcoin market just a couple of weeks ago. We saw this yellow triangle fire off, and I said usually right behind it is the red dot, and therefore I am able to wait and be patient until we find a little bit of a bottom here. And I don't think we have found a bottom yet. That could be some weeks or even a month or more away there, depending on how long this conflict takes. Now, there are other factors to consider. Of course, we've got the FOMC meeting today. It's largely expected that there will be no rate cuts, but that's expected. So I don't think that will affect the market so much. It will be what Powell says afterwards. Now, you think that how much more damage can be done? Look at, we've seen, again, the tribal trades indicator gave a perfect out to get out of your altcoins here. If you had not gotten out already, this would have been a perfect opportunity to get out of the altcoins. And of course, this is to get into the altcoins there. This indicator is giving you warning signals of when to get in and when to get out. Perfectly there, you can see that it absolutely nailed this top of the altcoin market. Now, of course, the speech that Fed Powell has after the FOMC decision, that could impact. If he's overly bearish, then yes, we could see that impact the markets. However, like I said, if we hadn't had this conflict, I would be a little bit more concerned, but I'm not sure. He could actually come out a little bit dovish, considering that the markets are kind of just hanging on there by a bit of a thread at the moment, waiting to see what happens next and what tweet will come out with the news of whether there's been a ceasefire or a further escalation. And really, that's just what's happening. And so the crypto market could continue to capitulate here. Just keep an eye on that. And if you do want to get access to the tribal trades indicator, the signals indicator, one indicator to rule them all, you can do so through the Discord, the tribal trades Discord. It comes with the Discord. So you just pay Discord a monthly fee, which is less than a cup of coffee per day, people. And if you are, and you can also, not only do you get the indicator, you learn how to short the market. Too early Rod, although I've renamed him Right on Rod, and he's nailed it again today with a beautiful short of Floki there. 169% gains. You can make money and learn to make money on the way down, rather than just sitting on the sideline waiting to buy, or hopefully not sitting on the sideline watching your portfolio get destroyed, because hopefully you listened to my video that I did a few weeks ago and you got out of all your crypto holdings. You have to ask yourself, what other crypto influencer or YouTuber told you they were selling all their, there it is, 2 weeks ago, and selling all their crypto accurately, given this video out to everybody out there to help you all. And I know many of you did take that advice and have saved you this huge heartache of watching this drop. And I do update here, and I will share once I do get back in again, but this is just all part of being in the tribal trades Discord. The indicator obviously is a fantastic indicator, but we also have a life-changing gains trading course where you can learn how to trade. We have lesson 8 has come out. I believe it's lesson 8. We've got lesson 9 coming this week. We've got the live session. We've got another one coming tomorrow, a live session with me. And you can ask questions and interact during that. And we do a couple of those per week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then over the weekend, usually a couple of times a month as well. Loads of different channels here. Here's the Leverage Lounge, where you can learn how to make money to the upside using leverage responsibly, and also to the downside as well. You don't just have to sit there and watch. You can make money as the market goes down as well. And I also share my trades in here as well. You can follow my trades, and take those trades if you want to or not, of course, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay. And let's jump quickly to the yellow brick road, because we're going to follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And as you can see here, there is liquidity building to the upside. I would expect this does get taken at some point, could get taken very quickly once there is resolution here, one way or the other. At the moment, the market doesn't like uncertainty. The market doesn't know what's happening. I would say that if America isn't involved and there's a ceasefire, we're going to see the market really push to the upside. If it comes out that America is involved, I think we see further downside initially, and then of course, as the market absorbs this news, and then we should start to see some upside there, depending on how the conflict continues after that, of course. There we go into the 3-day time frame. You can see that down there at 103,000. There seems like an easy one to go and get. I would expect a little bit more downside. Again, I say this, there we go, 103, 102,000. I think this gets taken just like down here, as you can see. This is, and you can see as we continue to zoom out, there is a lot of liquidity sitting above now at 111, 112,000. There's this band down here at 103, 102. Are we going to breach below the 100K 5th of June low? My expectation is that it's quite possible. It just really depends on the news. It's kind of crazy. You got to have one eye on the news and one eye on the charts there. There is more to the upside here, and there is not as much liquidity downside. Obviously down here, there is the most down at this 92, 93, and this is where I feel is the most danger right now from where we are. We could see a real big drop, particularly if America is involved. We could see a huge capitulation to the downside there, and this is why it's important to know how to short the market there, as well as being able to make money to the upside as well. Okay, so that's total two. Let's have a quick look at the USDT dominance here. We've been keeping an eye on this, and this is beginning to push to the upside. And again, when the trouble trade signals indicator fires off like this, that's generally a good time to get out of the market. And then when it has the red dot, it's a time to get in. Of course, what does this mean? This means that people are selling the USDT. That's why it's going down, and they're converting it into Bitcoin and altcoins. This tells us that people are selling their altcoins and Bitcoin, and they're buying USDT with it. They're selling it into USDT. Essentially selling their altcoins and Bitcoin into USDT, and that's why the percentage of USDT on the blockchain is going up. So it's important to see that. And of course, if we zoom out on the weekly time frame, this is a little bit of a cheat code. If you want to know where to really get out here, look at this. This is crazy. Down here at 3.8%, the last two times when we've seen huge moves to the upside, back March 11, 2024. And just back in December, and then in January there, we saw USDT at its very lowest there at some time at 3.8%. So, but where we are now, we've got a buy signal here on the weekly. And this is where I told everybody I was getting out of crypto and to sell, and I got a lot of heat for it. And now it's turned out to be an amazing decision there. And we'll see, this could come all the way up to here. So we could see some more significant downside there for the crypto and the Bitcoin market. Although Bitcoin, of course, has not been hit as heavily as altcoins because Bitcoin dominance, we won't look at that chart today, but that's just continuing to make higher highs and continuing up there. All right, so one eye on the charts. and one eye on the news. You have all your levels there, but I do feel that there will be some more downside unless we get a resolution here. Now, of course, if I don't even know if Fed Powell coming out and saying, hey, there's going to be rate cuts is going to help the market. Maybe there'll be a short-term bounce, but I do feel, and we haven't even have a proper resolution of tariffs either. And so those are the big three things: the Middle Eastern conflict right now, the tariffs, and the rate cuts. I think if we can get all three of those resolved in the positive, then we're going to see at least one more push for altcoins. And of course, Bitcoin, I think, will have some more upside, of course, here. And how long that's going to take is very interesting and difficult, because we're not sure how long all of these things are going to take to resolve themselves there. But generally, July and August are more bullish historically for the crypto market there. All right, well, that's all we have time for today. So until I see you in the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.